All right, buying land can be so intimidating and scary and cause a lot of anxiety if you don't know what you're doing. In this episode, I'm going to teach you exactly how can I buy a piece of land. All right, in this episode, I'm going to give you the baby steps on how to buy a plot of land, what to say, how you do it, and make sure you stick around until the end because I've got multiple free gifts for you, ways that's going to make you accelerate the growth of your business and compress my, actually 6 or 7 years now doing this into one short video. All right, so my name's Brent Bowers, creator of the Land Sharks, and I teach people how to buy and sell land every single day. I've done over 289 parcels of land. We also have a house flipping company that we purchase and buy houses and fix them up and flip them. We've done over 35 houses in the last 14 months. So guys, stick around. I'm gonna show you all my tips and tricks. All right, some of these steps are gonna kind of seem a little simple, but I need to go through them just to explain the entire process of how to buy a plot of land or how to purchase a piece of land. So number one is we've got to pick our playground, pick our area, pick the county we want to be in. For you, it might be somewhere, let's just say Salt Lake City, Utah. You want to be just on the outskirts of Salt Lake City, Utah. So you pick that area and next, number two, we now have to figure out a list of people to talk to, an actual group of people that own land in that area. One place I like to start, and sometimes it's free, sometimes it's not, and if it's too much, like more than $85 for an entire list, I want to show you some other opportunities to pulling a list very easy. And when I say pulling a list, all I'm talking about is our ideal avatar, our group of people, landowners that we want to buy a plot of land from. So let's talk about the first one I like the most, and that's the tax delinquent list. These are people that are behind on their property taxes or not paying their taxes for their land, and you can as easily as calling the county treasurer's office and saying, hey, I'd like a list of people that are behind on their taxes for their land. Well, they might say, hey, that list doesn't come out until October or September. It doesn't matter. Get last year's list, because the reason why they think you're calling is because they think you want to buy the tax lien or you want to pay the back taxes and earn a return on your investment. That's a whole nother subject that we're not talking about in this video. This video is about how to buy a piece of land. So you tell that county treasurer, look, I'll take last year's list, that's okay. And I don't care if it's got houses and land and mobile homes, because most of the time it's going to be all grouped into one list. And once you receive this list, you're now going to have to decipher it, because a lot of times they only send the schedule number or the APN number, which is known as the assessor's parcel number. And you're going to have to take this information, these numbers, these schedule numbers, these APN numbers, and put it into the assessor's website. And how do you find the assessor's website? You just Google your county assessor's website, and you're going to see something that says property search, and that's where you put it in. You click the property search button, and then you put in the APN number or the schedule number. Sometimes they even call it an account number. So this takes a little bit of time. It's a little bit of digging. We call it scrubbing a list. You can find people on Upwork.com or Fiverr.com to do this for as little as 8 or 7 cents a record. All right, so next would be a list company. This list company makes it easy for you. You're eliminating having to talk to the county treasurer. You're eliminating having to scrub that list or hire that person to scrub that list, and you can do it as easily as going to landsharkslist.com. That's a list providing company that will actually give you a list. You can actually put in the county you want, or you can draw a map around it and say you're only interested in areas that is inside this polygon, and you can pull that list and have the name, the property address, the mailing address of these landowners that you can start mailing today. Mailing them a letter saying, hey, I'd like to buy your land located at 123 Main Street. Call me if you're interested. Or you send them a letter saying, hey, I'd like to offer you $5,000 for this piece of land located on 123 Main Street. Call if you're interested, or sign this and send it back. It's that simple. All right, so now I'm gonna give you the exact communication piece that I love to use. This has been formulated over the last 6 years, and we found that it gives us the best results. But before I do that, click that subscribe button. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'm coming out with these videos once a day, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. We're giving a new video on how to buy and sell and purchase land. All right, next. Now, how to communicate. You've picked your playground. That's your county you're going to invest in. Now you found the list of people that you want to talk to, the landowners. Now, what do we say to them? How do we get them to call us? How do we get them to accept our offer? I'm going to give you a very unique postcard that I use. It works so well, but you got to stick around to the end because I'm going to give it to you at the very end. But this postcard is the exact postcard that I still send today. And it's super simple. It just says, hey, I'd like to buy your land at 123 Main Street. If you're interested, call, text, or email me. But I'm gonna give it to you at the very end. All right, so you now have your area mailing, your list, and you sent out the postcard. Now, what do you say to these people when they call? Once again, I got one more free gift for you, but here's what you say. You know, as little as, hey, tell me a little bit about the land. Sounds like a great piece of land. Why would you consider selling it? And then Mr. Seller or Mrs. Seller, and this is the key question. If I could pay cash and close quickly, what's the least that you would take for this land? And then you gotta be quiet. Now I'm gonna give you this exact script that I used, but stick around to the end, I got more for you. All right, so you've gotten the number from your seller, you got exactly what they want for the land. This is where, and it says it in the script, this is where you wanna pull away at this point. Mr. or Miss Seller, is it okay if I give you a call back in 1 hour? I need to do a little bit of research. I need to verify this, or I need to check this. And then pull away and get that commitment that they'll take your phone call in 1 hour. Or maybe they're not available in 1 hour. Maybe they're only available for another 30 minutes or 2 hours from now. Set that time in and book an appointment with them, and make sure you call back at that exact time on the dot. And when you call back, it's now time to get this land under contract. We call it a purchase agreement. You're gonna send them a purchase agreement via email or DocuSign. Email's free, so you can literally fill in the contract, take a picture of it, send it to them, have them sign it, and send it right back to you. This is where you get this land under contract. This is where the rubber meets the road. You wanna get this purchase agreement to the title company so they can start the title process. So start making sure there's no liens or encumbrances or back taxes on this land or breaks in the chain of title. That's the title company's job, and they're gonna take care of all that for you. They're gonna do that for you. All right, now the title company's doing their thing. They're running their research. I want you to also run your own research. I call this my due diligence checklist. My team does this every single time we buy a piece of land, and I'm also gonna give that to you today as well. This is our due diligence checklist. We call it the DD list, the due diligence list, or another word for it is we're researching the land. We wanna know if it's buildable, how big it is, how do we access it, and you're not gonna need all 16 of these items, but it's better to be safe than sorry. You want to know what you're getting into before you actually shell out money for this land. And don't worry, maybe you find something that you don't really like in there. This is grounds for renegotiation. This is how you renegotiate and get a lower price if you need to. All right, so everything's checked out. The land looks good. You get the seller back on the phone in that 2 hours or 3 hours, whatever it is. Everything looking good. Now it's time to purchase that land. Guys, as promised, here's all the free gifts for you. The first one I promised was what to say to these sellers, exactly how to say it. You're gonna see a link below in the description. You can click on that link, and that's thelandsharks.com/script. This is the exact script me and my team use, and we've edited it and adjusted it over the last 6 years, but use it, learn it, internalize it, and make it your own. That's thelandsharks.com/script. All right, next, what is the purchase agreement that I'm using to get this land under contract? I'm gonna give that to you today for free. I've paid attorneys to adjust this for me, and I want you to also have your real estate attorney look at it in your area. Guys, I don't wanna give you a purchase agreement that doesn't work in your state, so you wanna have your real estate attorney look over it and make sure it works. This is a 2-page purchase agreement. Why is it 2 pages? Why is it so short? You know, one thing I found about sellers, you know, most of the time, this is the first time they've ever sold a piece of land or a house. You want to keep it super simple for them. You know, you can always go on the state-approved contracts. You can Google, like for instance, you know, Salt Lake City purchase agreement or Salt Lake City land contract. These are usually anywhere from like 10 to 18 pages. I prefer a 2-page, but have your attorney check it out. I'm gonna give it to you today for free. That's gonna save you a bunch of money talking to an attorney, and that is thelandsharks.com/contract, and that link is below in the description. You're gonna click the link, you're gonna fill in your first name and your email address, and we'll email it to you. All right, and last, the final free gift that I'm giving you today, this is my due diligence checklist. This thing has saved me so much money, so many mistakes, and most of the time how we built this is from mistakes that we made purchasing land, like missing something, like how big is it? Is a septic tank approved on, you know, a piece of land that's under an acre in Colorado? No. So we actually had to learn these things, and I'm giving you this list today for free just for watching this video. The link is below in the description, but that's thelandsharks.com/DD as in due diligence. All right, So as you know, the real estate market is absolutely exploding hot right now. I have a tried and true method of teaching people how to buy land at crazy discounts and turn around and sell this stuff in your sleep and make an absolute fortune doing it. Setting yourself up for financial freedom, time freedom, geography freedom. I'm not going to this land, we're sending people to it. I invest in Colorado and live in Florida. I invest in Arizona and live in Florida. We have land in Arkansas. We're all over the country now. And I don't have to leave my office because I have people help me with doing it. So if you're interested in learning more about that, go to thelandsharks.com, schedule a call with my team. We'll see what your goals are in real estate. If we feel like we're a good fit, I'd be honored to help you.